Fede, buenas dan saludo para todo si Maneco, binigi programan Marianas Agupa. Ang Sabado talo Stefanilos ginin oran alas 9 gagan, oran alas 11. Unda ko doon na sulo para todo sa amdo ni Maneco. Binigi 100.3 FM. Rito tumbo Stefanilos yung sendit na kapasidad elektrisidad gayri. So madud ka na papa tingian buta dyan para todo si Mani buta bueno islan nagbuhang special na kulo para todo si Mani ko gita Honolulu, Hawaii, gita California, Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Texas, ibangay bueno siya gita Virginia, Washington DC, dyan interior mundo afanielos in felicita todo sa morning of the day para todo Samjo talo. Ini programan Marianas Agupa saludo para todo Samjo. Bonito na ha ni Fanelos pago na dia Julio dia 26, 2025 después de mapanyagon Hesus Cristo. Isinya man malifay na kinunya si Monsignor di punto. Naginin guija, jan giza guija. Nigi tana sa hululo, ilina lata. Paunahan niya Fanelos ta sustenit itong kunpano unggan wa sinentin no pininiti pago na ugan wa halopi siya gi familia man mamadedisi adigwit ibinota si Honorable Governor Arno I. Palacios sa Sempia Talangnos mas impormasyon pago na ugan. Di sa ditapansige mo na gini Afanielos bala jata noy dang kulung na agradecimiento isigenti siya loki na humuhubi programan Marianas Agupa. Kaya sabalo. Ini na anonymous donor maski 17 anyos na hogwi programan Marianas Agupa. Diabetes Prevention Foundation, Taber Foundation, Dylan Taber.com sa bala jata na alianza nila Sound of Waves Studio sige loki mala jata siga mo na mulang noses di siya humuhuwi programata Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center. Time check para pa mo na sabot talang noses di
Ikumitsyantin amod dyan hinemlo. I-Bravo Pharmacy dyan sentron maulik na hinemlo. Pronto dyan listo na servisyon amod para hinemlo mo. Agang watugi 233 amod 233-2668. Email isomo prescription di bravomeds@gmail.com. Mabababa ginin lunes esta Bednes. Ginin ioran alas 9 gegan, estay oran alas 6 gipupoyni. Sabalo, ginin ioran alas 9 gegan, estay oran alauna gitanuani. Talo, agang
alright.
233-2668.
Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center, di siya man malifay. Alas 9 uno, gipresente pa ako. Lamungan malefa para in review yamod medyo garapan kagman o sinunod na mas ligadandan di Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center. Lamungan malefa time check at 9:01 represente balak data pansiga mo na guni talang nos loko
Mabababa ginin lunes esta Bednes. Ginin ioran alas 9 gegan, estay oran alas 6 gipupoyni. Sabalo, ginin ioran alas 9 gegan, estay oran alauna gitanuani. Talo, agang wat.
Represente Paulo loko garapan Public Farmers Market. Mabababa isang katan igagi si Leroy Sipola lo Galacio imanggagi Sabalo Farmers Market pudi sataan pa na Sabalo di manghudong para man mafatas siya i-fresco na dininilanso dan ato siya i-value added so siya man malifay na university na industriya Fanelos na natat kilulo noy tanoy mas unro aso siya itumuludusin ng kanota imigay na ita hululo masya mawas tinanasyon Fanelos i-lansiruta muna gwagwahan ng kanogin lamasa. Hindi necessaryo at pasiga mo na ng Zulete na industriya at napan suficiente sa tungo mula siya akatsa gi uriza impirit mundo na sinya ha interrumpi kinalamting shipment mogi. Alright, kusin gano na importante sti industrial agrikultura ilang serious location. Alright, wala data siga mo na sti. Sa gingwaha problema ikaritan minzo air conditioning mga man malefa. Bisita si Aimee gaya ating spice store darapan. Ace Air Conditioning, kuno siya manaligran air conditioning. So kani siya ay nilang estimate sa akin ganito po naman Marianas Agupa. Siguro nasa estimate na ayaw discount. Alright. Angin po biya papa luta mga malikanan sa akin ko Garden Rota Hotel. Tsaka si Kito sinusirit kay gihagikan po tosi. Alright, nige no? Wala na talagang si Clema sa hunggan. No, labi guys di siya na hum utsan papalay. Wala na utsan este.
Pharmacy dyan sentron maulik na hinimlo. Pronto dyan listo na serbisyon amo para hinim.
Today's weather is brought to you by Joten Markets and Department Stores, celebrating 76 years of serving the people of the CNMI.
Sinige na Panelos Shop, Loco Shop Joten, celebrating 76 years of serving the people of the CNMI. Alright? Shop Loco Shop Joten iklema para pago na Sabado. Wala na talahon yung sa hunggan. Lutis diogan, sige utsan, lamlam, kung nabiyay na matua mawagi. Iniginaw na para pa ako na Sabado po digwahag ni bisita imagang tropical depression prosa na istagayga binigihilo Pagan esta west of Pagan gipresente lo para pa ako na Sabado maski 75% itsan sana para o continua gi itsan undia flash flood siya gi origan isla siya parewa gininduta tinian sa ipan dan tulus imangge katan siya na isla inige para pa na Sabado unggan tibulat sansanya na paratafan dangsong pa sa manhinghing humidity maski 90% 90% esti imanglo mas kumahulo di ki average 28 millas gi ora kada matu weather band no kiluluke Urizaji isla siya inige na tinigong 28 millas gi ora mapatumagi talog ini ni Joten Markets and Department Stores celebrating 76 years of serving the people of the CNMI Shop Local Shop Joten inige para pa na Sabado. Humana no esti tropical depression cross sa huzong na pwede no di magtumagi then again panelos na signal sa mas software man ang tawta mas siya mo na esti sa Marianas. Okay, pues bala jata sige mo nagwini sa hunggan guaha anunsyo jasta kalanha for nagwihit esti makinota mapatumagi na natibon marianas.org wala talagang system.
Anunsyo, grupon diksenaryo dyan kulturan natibo Marianas, Cor Armaso Marianas, Mansen Magof Paroma anunsya na itsamoro English na diksenaryo estagay gigi online gi natibon marianas.org. Itsetsu sigiha mo na maumen tazi estakiu senfun hazan. Todos man kumbibida para mabisita natibon marianas.org. Anay sinya untungo mas ginin itutuhon niya por lo menos 15 años malufan. Maski 100 na taon.
Sinigero panelos na malakot pansig mo na gini. Alright. para tafan adingan pagod dyan guahan sustainable culture si Michelle Crisostimo gi-oras na alas 10 bago na haani. Kung asunto siya na iguahan siya man matsaba gratis. Gini ni Federalis, magi. Tigwizaha este siya asuntun alikultura, law mula siya man matsaba. Law sige pago na tafan adingan dyan si Michelle Crisostimo. Gi-oras na alas 10 no. Law antisa dito sige mo nagwini tanaway ng kulo na kulo. Spesyal na kulo para si Marcy Sablan Torre. Sa isainaw ni Nay mas maulig hinimlo niya. Si Ana Su Cabrera, si Leandra Sablan, Hamzulokwe, si Francis Barcinas, special na kulo. Para si Louie Pili Samanlokwe, happy birthday kulo. Caro Sionko, Elaine Urila, naginomay ko happy birthday kulo. Arsini Borja, Agulokwe, Papa Tinian. Si Florine Hofsinider, Lokwe, happy birthday kulo. Borsinas Rianalin, naginomay ko happy birthday kulo. Pam Hostet. Si Cecilia Blas, Carla San Nicolas, happy birthday kulo para tuludo Santo Tomas Chong. Lokwe si Debra Binaventi, Guanaw Islan Guaham. Special na kulo, gininig program ng Marianas Agupa. Mala, datafan sige mo na sa istigi, importantes din na para talangnos, informasyon, na estatudo tumungo, pudi dingoy si Governor Palacios, binigi Huwebes, sa paugunahan ng Tilacio para fatuy tataw-taw niya, i-ora na alas 10:30, sa mafa-facing turo sa siya guhatin po niya, para fan malagi plaza, may parata utagam itataw-taw niya si Governor Palacios. Parata isgayon, papa, esta mortuary funeral home, bago i-ora na alas 10:30 ang Tilacio este. Inuwi po na informasyon. Siyempre si Gwela Gatiti, anak klaro no mas, no ginigat na haani, was siya special na misa, na easy si Governor Palacios gi Cathedral Island, guam was siya video, para pa-play with ni. Na importante din na informasyon para tulo sa ni Maniko, bago na sa kanila. I-otro bini siya na asunto afanelos gula siya manlalaylay siya gipiso ni nadingan wa humalom siya informasyon ginin as Delegate King Heights pudihan introduces the Unity Act House of Representative 40-88 or sino 4088 which is the paruninay sa kwitpon FIBA ang Tilacio para futsudo mo na yan zudo za pronto isibisyo. So gingwais ti at sakin at sakin typhoon o hafna dilibiw wini ta susedi wini Islas Marianas. Umahaluma wini Tilacio Islan Guaham. Kasi ni ano siya ni na mas laksi hana guamas taw-taw para na guaha asistimento para publiko. Sa gingwais ti siya na at saki at interrumpit maugi. Inigay Unity Act ma-introduce ginin as Delegate King Heights. Ganito siya. I-otro ginigwa siya manlalaylay lokwe no Tilacio gwa siya question man kumuhudjong. Da sige na question siya no humudjong ginin ipison Kongreso at atun asuntun CUC. Da matan este pago ginin matan komite siya ne umatan CUC. No importante no gwa atensyon neste sa umana dinansi half siya piman affect siya na no sigbisyo para publiko ginin Commonwealth Utility Corporation. Specialmente este asuntod hanum na istapago ti tagigimin sa matutsinya bueno gisigya man manapaw si premium price na hanon na ti tagigimin ni presente. Nige no importante na faneros na para ta atitude sa esta ipisong kongreso si Congressman Vince pinsin Seman o Don matusi niya gihababa mataw niya sa tutunin na umatan no antios iti antios hafay stila antios na isinyahan na hatan siguro hafman masusesidi. Alright po sa inigi siya gwa siya man masusesidi gisan hizong i Washington gwa siya man huhudzong siya informasyon ginin opisina ni mga Congressional Budget Office na adso na tax bill mapasag binigi mapos na semana gisan hilo na guma Estados Unidos mapasa na para uutod un trizon na salapi para i-medicate para adso siya i-mangay to disability inigi mapasag gisan hilo na guma trabia mapapasag isang papa na guma tilatyo wa siya man dididi gininggong isang papa law mapasag isang hilo na guma na para mautod $1 trillion para Medicaid dyan ato siya mo CCB este siya disability benefits este loki na akto the tax bill mahagang no para adjuda ato siya man guys sa lapi man riko na tawto inigi hautod isang hilo na guma benepisyo zan fondo para imanama si za ano ay mas kampo adto siya manriko na tawto kulo menos man ninay mas no dididi ti wapasi maski 12 pesos on the average na kinahulo sa lapi o sino na bill increase niya national debt tilatyo kana $5 trillion tilaka Fanilos no basta ki ufandong kulo izota great grandkids na sinyata aponsi $5 trillion kumahulo ginin 45 aday na kulo 50 trillion siyempre kumahulo national debt tibin gobernamento sa itaw-taw solidanon Amerikano pero inapasi inigay kumikileng yan wag siya gibisino Fanilos wag siya dididi no inakatsa wag siya man wag siya man gugupo siya miso siya ginin Thailand, Cambodia, gua dididi lulukluk na problema gua esta por lo menos 12 karena 15 man mata esta pud asuntun este linya tono ini na tuli tempo este asuntun tono lindero anak gua siya ina problema gihalom nasyon zan itautok ini palili este ibisino titatungo po tayo mano gua Hamas siya man problema Russia sta pa zan Ukraine timan dan si zan loki siya giza Middle East inigi Fanilos is man masusesidi alright pus gua asunto siya para huzong winiloki na siya mona gua video talaga sa gua man ma-interview siya winiginigap na haani umus din na kandidato igwa interes niya malongos si asuda grupon journalist sa mafaisin si Dr. Galvin De Leon Guerrero di question ginigap na haani pag ini video
are in the majority. I know there's a midterm coming up, right? And of course each party believes they're going to be the majority. But can you just comment on that narrative that we need a Republican there to be effective in a Republican White House, in a Republican Congress, in a Republican DC? Do you agree with that? Obviously not.
Sometimes that's the case, but not always. And, when you look at the pace of policy development and legislation that's taking place in DC right now, they are moving things very quickly. And it was and still remains my genuine hope that as a Republican delegate working in a Republican House together with a Republican Senate and a Republican White House, I would hope that that would help secure and protect the interests of the Northern Marianas, and I don't think it has. Again, I look to what other territories have done, and then I look at how we have not been spared from these cuts. I look at how we have not been included in some of these exemptions. I look at how it's hurting us here in the Northern Marianas, and I think, well, if that's the case, then why would you want more of the same? So I hope to push through with a more collaborative approach that chooses neither Republican nor Democrat, but chooses what is best for the CNMI. So to come back, in short, if it were working, great. But from my vantage point, from the vantage point of many people in the community, it's not working.
Dr. De Leon Guerrero, I'll ask it in English, but I'll translate it in Chamorro. What do you want to be known for? To be a champion for when you get elected, if you're lucky enough to get elected? What do you want to be known for to champion on issues that, in you as a delegate?
Jesus, merci, Mr. Magoni. That's a great question, and I have two simple answers. I've spent almost 30 years of my life dedicated to education. I've been a teacher, I've been a policymaker, I've been a leader, and it's because I firmly believe that education has the power to improve people's lives, and there's no doubt that an educated workforce leads to a prosperous community. So that's one thing most certainly I will prioritize. I will fight tooth and nail to get on the education committee and to ensure that, especially with all these transitions happening right now, we have the dismantling of the U.S. Department of Education, but those programs are going to other departments. It's the House Education Committee that's going to help determine where they go and what happens with them. So I want to have a seat at that table to argue for the best interests of the CNMI, particularly when it comes to education. So that's one thing. I've already established myself as, I like to, if you look at my LinkedIn profile, I'm a filmmaker trapped in an educator's body, right? I like to tell stories, but at the end of the day, I'm an educator. So that's one thing for sure. The second thing is, and this is going to sound funny, but well, not funny, but approaches to agriculture, to regenerative approaches to not just environmental stewardship, but economic sustainability. I really recognize how vital farming is. Tourists may lose interest in the CNMI because they like some other place, or something may happen that may kill another industry, but people always need to eat. So it kills me to know that we import almost 90% of our food here. There was a point during the Japanese administration where we were competing with Hawaii for sugarcane production. And with this move now to introduce pure cane back into Coca-Cola, and with this growing interest in more organic approaches to food and eating, I think the time is right for us to really invest in our agricultural industry here. And I know we've been trying here and there for many decades, and it hasn't worked. And I think we can find some federal solutions to that. We need to ensure that when the Farm Bill is up again in about a year or two, that we include more provisions that are going to help CNMI farmers. Right now, most farmers here in the CNMI can only avail of loans from the USDA, while you have all these Midwest farmers that are supported by subsidies that protect them from the boom-bust cycle of farming. We have what it takes to do that. I mean, during the trust territory times, we would export taro to Japan. And I remember hearing this story from Norman Tenorio. And he would say, he would be on a boat with all this taro all the way to Japan to unload it in Japan. So I think that there is tremendous opportunity in farming, and I know my dad would be super proud of me because I hated going to the farm, but here I am saying I want to be a champion for education, but I also want to be a champion for our farmers.
All right.
So I hope
Alright, bonito yun ang interview. Yun as Dr. Gavin De Leon Guerrero. Zamela po di tapanong watu di eskwela agatete sa wasya video lokwi hatsuli gini ni Islan Guaham. Durante ni misa ginigat para si Honorable Governor Arno I. Palacios. Zamela tutun nata siya i-report gini ni Gatbu na Islan Guaham sa tanawalong si eskwela agatete. Buenas, eskwela agatete, konsige mo na.
Buenos días, Glenn. Un saludo para todos. Como Gwene Marianas Agupa, programa en conversación de Fino Chamorro, Gini Sankatan na Isla Siha, Saipan, Tinian, Lita. En principalmente, Gadbutan Mamus na Isla Guahan, con todo lo que viene en Estados Unidos, masaya sa mga na lugar ni tumatitiji este na programa. Half a day para todos samjo pagun na gun sabalo adahi sinigun midzo kena hujungi chalan pinenena espesyal na mensahe gini ng gobyerno as Lu Leon Guerrero zani segundo gobyerno as Joshua Delorio pwede gotpi adinguhit para guatu gitaya ni kung na descanso Honorably Goberno as Arno in the Leshu Palacios para Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. In kwenta di tautopahan, Goberno dan Goberno Guahan con respeto dan pulo na consuelo para Yasagwa, Azuela, Pamagun, dan entero familia Purigotpi, Piohet, si Honorable Arno I. Palacios, Goberno ni Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana. Incessante in momentum primisti, dan malingon ni Juveno di CNMI kung SP Cortina Sinisemi. Kumugok, kumatungo jo dyan si Goberno Palacios. Karong ito dyan indohensya na magalahi respet a representa gihilo igwinezanya ni Tanonia dyan todo ilas gi CNMI. Gop Nabu dyan impinyosko ni para uali kuminaulik dyan Quebeco para ikaw siya. Estiguzi dyan busenli estigizubisa. Aulig na asagwa dyan tatagi familianya. Lokwe umiskwela sa magkaduang gi Father Dueñas Memorial School at ibiniglo di Sentro Sikunto Pasitakan. Anok nakakasamang hitagwini gizagwahan ilaling niya i-goberno as Lu Leon Guerrero. Itinatuzod para i-First Lady Wela dan i-familia durante este na minakad sa Trinistin tiempo. Para uma-honra ifinatay niya i-goberno as Arno I. Palacios di bandera, sempre umanagupo lamita kuno giairi. Itataw-taw i-difunto Arno I. Palacios para upan sa Bago na ogan, gi oran alas 10:30 ogan. Itataw niya ang pamilya para fangkinin ni batu ay repilitat gini di sa kuhaan. I-Departamento Ninemlo da Servisyo Sosyal na panmanuno ihenila publiko na bahapektos na mananong mabendi kung publiko por rason na masuspetsa na sinyaguaha gasong plastic di halong produkto o sa mga ikandi. Siyempre, danyoso este plastic, kung anong tao mo, sinya nila ibang ni masoda plastic i-Yo Crunch na kandi siya ginini danon US na kompanya. Esta noticia bago US Food and Drug Administration. Masoda na mana iwato i Happy Mart isa barigada natin. También mahal no es efectos wihina tenda sinya unanalo at tigi tenda pahan sa unanay refund may salapi. Para mas informasyon, hanggang opisina ni Environmental Health and ni telephone 671-300-95-7. Yung Tumono Payday y 2025 Governor's Summer Youth Employment Program para umalakang sa Agosto di Departamento Youth Affairs, Katan Youth Resource Center, Watugi, 228 Teresita Lane, Gidza, Mangilaw, hininiyoran Utsugigan, istoran alas Taluani. Gawf maulig na esperensya, mahanawgi, iman hoben ni mapartisipaw within na programa. Mas ninamenhalong dyan esperensya di diferente manera pud para umatungo inasensya inagukli dyan man animo pareho gihilui sa itsunita. Dan ng relasyon para tuloy mag-participaw within na programa. Praktika ay mauling na tiningo sa minusing mo todo itin. Ganting wahaguskan mo sinya unagang si Carmen Damian o sino si Ashley Bato di telefon 671-477-9557 o sino 671-735 5034. Guaha video hutuliniga durante en especial na misa na Arno Agupa Show Sandulito seremonia Ramatmo Ramotmot na tao-tao parehna na Diyos Major tao militar, pamilya, mana mo dan tao ginimisiya ni mga isiha. Ang pinag-isya na tao mo na tayo inisipya. Tamampus Gopi in Siniseri. Yung kwenta di Marianas Agupa, programa Pinutsa Moro, yung kilisisita respeto, Winaita, dan Consuelo, para las agua, escuela, pamukyon, familia, dyan enteramente itaw-taw isiremay, desti binugit, Gobernota Arno I. Palacio. Adios, Governor Palacio. Las Jesus, Uniniskayon, para itaynito na diskanso, hilay nomo. Kasi nga, para na sabon si Diyos maasi, puritan po niyo manito, gini ni Marianas Agupa Programang Kondisasyon Benito Moro. Ito ang ating Glenn video na Katsuliniga. Este si Governor Luliang Guerrero, Governor of Guam, ako ko ni.
Right off the bat, we really did it well together, and then of course he became governor. And throughout his 2 years, I have really gotten to know him. He is a man of great love for his people and his island, and of course the whole Marianas. He is one that will listen and then we'll respond accordingly with, I think, appropriate decisions. I have seen and witnessed him in the Pentagon talking to leaders of the military. I have seen and witnessed him talking to White House officials and making presentations to Congress. And I have great respect and admiration for his advocacy and his great steadfast direction and clarity on what the challenges are for CNMI, and advocating for assistance, federal help, any possible assistance that they can give for CNMI to help with their economy. His greatest concern was, of course, the economy of CNMI. His greatest concern was how do we return and recover tourism just like we are. He is always working with me in ways that we can both help our islands. And whenever he advocates for CNMI, he also advocates for Guam. And whenever I advocate for Guam, I also advocate for CNMI. He's given many reports and information to the Department of Interior, who is our oversight, on how we can continue on the workforce, especially, and of course, what we can do as an island together, also in the defense of Guam, CNMI, and national security in this region and throughout the United States. He's a great man. We have lost a great leader, a great statesman. We have lost a great advocate, a compassionate man, and I am very supportive of what they are going to be going through, and any way I can help to get them through this transition. I have already expressed my support and my offer of assistance to now Governor Abingdon. He's a loving father and talks very fondly of his children, his wife, and his grandchildren.
Este na pagong mafatu First Lady si Wela. Este na pagong mafatu First Lady si Wela. Magigizakan niya zanina nang kanay Governor of Guam. Yes. No, makokone magi. Ma-assistin ay gobernamentong Guam sa para panhalom para misa. Sister, condolence para ako First Lady.
These are the $2.
I want to say that then that's like kind of the last trip. Your mom's birthday.
This is
right?
Nicole. Yes. They were here for the
Yeah.
mom's birthday. And this is Tina.
Namiss ko no, First Lady. Saan lagi gobernador? Clean. For the loose people. Este que napago mafatu e na gobyerno mento. Speaker Blast, bonito na yung mali pa ako no. Si Jesus Mase na matu para natendi este special na misa para yung gobyerno ni Northern Marianas sa Sarno Palacios. Siya man na diri na mensahe.
No, first off, condolences. Condolences like to the family,
Okay.
to his wife, and his children. The Marianas has lost a great leader, and with the governor. I've been able to engage with the governor on many issues. I've seen the heart and the passion that the governor had with for the people, not just of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, but for the Mariana Islands as a whole, to include Guam. Whereas my condolences on his loss, and just hope that he is resting in peace now with God. Okay, and that our people become stronger
Okay.
as a result. Thank you.
Jesus Mase
Okay.
Jesus Mase. First Lady Joanne Camacho, thank you for coming out here to Agana Cathedral to participate in the Holy Mass for our Governor Arno Palacios. Can you say a little bit about this?
First, I'd like to express, my husband and I, Felix and I, like to express our condolences to First Lady Wella and their children, and of course to the resident of CNMI on the loss of Governor Arno Palacios. He was a great leader, a great man, and I'm sure meant it to many. I have a special relationship with the governor because we graduated together in 1974 here at the cathedral. Father joined us along with the academy. And so I always tell people he was my classmate, or the fact that we graduated together is my classmate. He'll be greatly missed. My husband and I did attend his inauguration 3 years ago, and we just know that, he led the people of CNMI very well, and this unexpected death is really very disheartening.
It's very
because
touching, no?
we're gonna miss him.
Yes.
And really, our heart goes out to his wife, the children, and the people of CNMI.
And the people. Thank you.
The people of Guam,
Yes.
we say our condolences.
Thank you. Thank you, First Lady.
Thank you.
Jesus Mase.
We love you.
Thank you.
First Lady Wella and your family.
Thank Estegi amigo no Angel Sablat, director ni Parks and Rec. Si Jesus Mase no Senyor Angel pudi matto po natendi esti misa ni gobyerno no Marianas sa Sarno Palacios. Sinya manayo diri na mensahe.
Pinitizo pa tauto Marianas setiap tauto na i corazonnya dan gini minalagonya tauza mas na po na maulik muna i karera ni tauto CNMI dan Marianas kinini azus lo puede hita ni man soblago ini da continua i minalagonya dan i ginagawa niya para gas zuus po na igo ni animo dan inasinaw niya pro zude tau-tau. Este pa ako na polong di zahita para takan semua pwede mo on tatati
Zanu posible no? Unina posible na sa ina.
Sa tauza mas minalago niya si defunto Governor Palacios na po na itaw-taw niya mas maulik na linala kini.
Okay, bonito na mensahe no. Gua mensahe bonito na mali rin no Senator Ada dan si Senator Dueñas. Si Zusmasi for coming out here na para natendi special na misa. Kasi niya manayo diri rin na mensahe para ito Marianas ni Familian Governor Palacios.
Our condolences to First Lady Wella and the Pangulo. There's not much that we can say to ease the comfort, but we try to come together and pray for the family and for the people of the cinema. It's a great loss, and we keep them in our prayers.
Okay, maulit sa no Senator Dueñas.
Yes. Well, look, para no big condolences para to di Dr. Mangagin CMI, and most especially si Luella, their wife, si Luella, and all the family, and to the people of the CNMI. We know that you've been through a lot of challenges, and this is another challenge. Lo, we're with you here in Guam. We pray for you. We're going to pray now for the governor and the family and all of the people of the CNMI, that you remain strong. And I know you're in good hands with your governor now, who's been put in place. But keep the strength. Man megut Marianas, man megut no CNMI, and we're praying for you. God bless you all.
Si Zusmasi po rin tempun nizo. Jo Benaventiasti, Jo bonito na mataw magiginipon. Fanay sa putasyon tinazuzot para i-goberno no Palacios. Apa sinintiti mo pa na momento? Pwede malinguta ginigisiya naman?
Kan napiniti na sininti sa gorti ti tadi sesea no taiguini loy gorti no titatungo sa isay na mas tumungo no tumamamano no maganda na piniti sa dingwit no
hanggang na piniti no
sigorti sige pa na
bakto
ne sa tanay no bloque respeto
no si Rick no tama niya
si Susmasi sa wala sa itaw-taw talok kini manggay kini kislangwam panano magi sa no tatendis
ti
tanay respeto izo ta ka ba
misa okay está okay, thank you Ay, bonito sa Mali. Gini mo ki para imisa ni Gobierno Sarno Palacios no si Zusmasi na mato panatendi misalnya pa ako nataloni. Sinya mamati na sa diri na mensahe po destina sinisedi.
Hanggang no estina kura-gorti ni cilutan ni Makpus da polki kayo gini po no rason na kayo gini daw puri no i korpine utungo dani para antes ni pabigi check ta tu ta tosta no atrasao za korpine masangan na Makpus ciluta da no condolences para familia ng todo sa tautan ni manay story tinaitay da puro za usa descansa sa luungan man pawigi presente man puputi familia so puro ta sungo sa tagaikan na isay na no
isay na hanggan bonito no
bonito
okay si Zusmasi puri tempo mo zani tinazuzot mo para izotan no como governor Palacios si Zusmasi.
Alright, si Zusmasi agala gatete pwede daw pues bala jata fan sige bona ini taza utro mas gana para tutsimo nesti
taza waata ni oran na istatanman las 10 para hamjuga na hulo giza saipan jang kingwa hatten punizo man manakam jay nai con respeto izotan no former governor za uta nai no na intirunya gi hafaha amiresi gini ni tau tasya pues las 10:30 para waktu bat kunai militar za para u kineni waktu gi islan saipan za no pwede ha ubunito zonya state funeral za todo afa para in saluda gwe za non ragi esta que na impega waktu gi ultimo na sagan descanso niya. Si Zusmasi para turo samzo ne mansaw na wini gihiluiti na dyan sa putasyon para si First Lady Wella Zani famagod niya, Zanturi familia. Jesus mas Marianas, utuwa naman tristed pa ako. Lao, kapega itristeta gulo gi kana isaina. Jesus mas para todos.
Alright, wala. Tanong dyan special na sunido para si Governor Arnold I. Palacios. Okay. Mafanyago gi Agosto dia 22 1955 Islan sa Ipan. Umiskwela gi Mount Carmel Catholic School. Después humanaw sa dilantay eskwela niya gi sa Amerika. Magradua gi Universidad Portland State University. Hatutuhon isid bisyon niya gi gobernamenton isang katan na Islas Marianas kumugwid sa Director Fish and Wildlife. Después como sekretarya gi DLNR, Department of Lands and Natural Resources. Kontinua muna isid bisyon niya como representante gi San Papa Naguma. Después senador. Después como Speaker di House of Representatives. Sed Biloque isang hilo naguma como senador sa después como presidente i Senate. Timon na bueno, umudong sa Sydney ipublikon Marianas como Lieutenant Governor. Después, como guiza gobyerno, mag-alohi di Enero 15, 2023. Esta ki maagang naifumatinas gwi as Jews tata. Si Arnold I. Palacios, maagang as Jews tata gi Medkulis para itay hinikog na diskanso. Itinadudot para si Governor Arnold I. Palacios, iasagwan niya aswela, ifamagon niya, ito niya grants, ifamilia siha, tiya pasidyon. Si Jules Masi, ginin ifamilia, adios, estaki. Alright. Saludo talo para si Governor Arno I. Palacios. Sa malak, apanilos na tapansigi mo na gini sa itiyutsago ko, humalong loko bisitata si Michelle Crisostimo. Oran alas 10 sa upa na esti na sunido do después tabiretati. Kasi sinya tababay telepon oran alas 10:30 pa ako na Sabado. Right? Kung sa tapansiga mo na gini, di ko karoon Marianas Agupa. Talo, doon ko lang na sinenting pininiti. Alibes niya esti, afaneros. Umuzong na napanhula si Lieutenant Governor Kumugwiza pa ako gubetno, Governor David M. Apatang. Para gwizaw diri mo na sangkatan na Islas Marianas sa Lokwe kumahulo Senate President si Dennis Mendiola para gwiza Lieutenant Governor sa manapanhula Lokwe para sauno lumiri mo na gubernamenton sangkatan na Islas Marianas. Going west the uncharted territory para si dos law waha siya adjudante niya siya para kazun mo na siya na no challenges niya tasangan kita gwenaw trabia ekonomiya ta gaya gibaho trabia siya mo na dumididi no para tanak fan atut si mo na siya gininong punta sa otro punta anay siya gumamas kinalamting ekonomiya para manutaw ta sa takumpendya na bula siya asunto man lalaylay ginigab na hani gwa siya job fair na giniluluin na Department of Labor sa Antilacho bula no manutaw ta no manspipya so wala pa magunta na man magradua ista trabya man lalaylay ha sa pwede man makuni itagif comprende maunot sinya sa trabya 20% trabya ikinalanting hotel occupancy rate tourist trabya tilaksi magi sa inigi na simpre tayo lo inigi na kinalamting na manggaygi ekonomiya ta wasya man masusesidigi uliza na ihana pan problema hit mo na ekonomiya ta sa tatungwa nagwa dididi no problema gwinigid sa Thailand jan Cambodia sa siya ni na pan problema siya tourism magi ginin siya sa Korea pues pwede ugwa dididi kinalamting para aligra mo honesty ugwa mas kinalamting ekonomiya gwinigi sangkatan na Islas Marianas wa siya talili siya gratis timan mafatumagi sa unay na diniskuti para pa ako na sabalay para panita dyan si Michelle Crisostimo ginini Guam Sustainable Culture na igwaha gratis marisibi lokwit na para sa lapon winigi Islas Marianas Guam and Tilachi ugwa siya otro na lugar law ugwa siya dididi impedimento sa sempita kanita gi ora na alas 10 pago na hani sobo po sa pago siyempre sige Stefanan si Michelle nagaygi gi back studio so sinimbat ko sempita kanita pago na Sabado Renegi afaneros Y otro, gumawa sempre bakante, Jaistan Tilacho, si Senator Carl Neighbors, bisa po gihilui isang hilo na guma como President of the Senate. Pwede mo ibigay wato si President Dennis, dyan mizalita ng governor. Alright? Kung sinigi na manggaygi pa ako kurenti na kumukuna na gwinigi Islas Marianas di gobernamento, iramas legislatura. Lo, debya, tapang sige mo na sa na pangalo ko industriyan alikultura gini. Wala, sa tanaholom si Michelle Crisostimo, that officialmente no receive gwinigi programa ng Marianas Agupa, tafan Fino Zamoro, Michelle. But anyway, we'll translate. Just speak in English, and we'll see how we can translate English to Chamorro for our local listening audience. First of all, thank you for joining us. We'll go right ahead. It's 9:59, and what do you call this? You are the president of the Guam Sustainable Culture, and you've been helping the farmers in the northern Mariana Islands, Guam, and other areas as well, I guess. And we thank you for joining us this morning to brief our farmers, our community, about what's happening with the grants that you were ready to rock and roll, and help us. So tell us what's the status and update, and how it's going to affect your operation. Good morning again, Michelle Chrysostom.
Good morning, Hafidades and T-Row, everyone. Thank you, Glenn, for inviting me on. And yeah, just a little Guahan Sustain. You know, we are a nonprofit organization on Guahan, been advocating for food sovereignty for our island since we first started in 2019. And since then extended to supporting farmers in the Marianas, in the CNMI, and also other Pacific islands, including American Samoa. And that was all made possible through the regional grant available in 2023. That was when we had partnered with Good Food Alliance, and other key partners, including ourselves, were organizations in Alaska, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico. So we all got together to submit a proposal to start a business center that was going to support communities that are normally considered geographically isolated communities, that also have complex histories that are shaped by colonization, militarization, and a lot of things that do affect especially the U.S. territories. So we were partnered with Hawaii Good Food Alliance for a grant that totaled, in total for the whole region, was $30 million. And that was split amongst all of the partners. And so we were allocated $3 million to support the farmers in Guahan, CNMI, and American Samoa. So since 2023, this program was supposed to run until 2027. And it took a lot of researching. It took hundreds of hours of community outreach to prepare a program that would support our farmers, support the food systems in the Pacific Islands, and also provide technical assistance and grant funding to the farmers in those regions. And just as we were about to launch our program after doing our community outreach, our research, and really a lot of deep introspection about the nature of food systems in these places, February, we were supposed to launch the program. And in January, with the new administration, funds were frozen for a lot of programs, including ours. And the RFBC was the very last USDA program to be reviewed. And so we pretty much had to wait without any reimbursements coming in since January, and no feedback from USDA as to whether this program was going to be approved or not. We had to take the risk of either continuing without getting reimbursements or just sitting back and waiting to see what would happen. So we slowly tried to continue planning for it, but all we could do was plan. We could not launch anything. And then finally, we did receive the news July 15th that the program was terminated. So that was just a really big devastation on our part because of all of the planning that had gone into the program, all of the trust building that we had gone through to speak with the farmers. And there's in the CNMI in American Samoa and Guam, it does take a lot of trust to connect with the communities there. And we had made really great progress in building that trust and understanding and really learning from the farmers what types of programs are going to be most relevant for them. Because a lot of federal programs that are available sometimes don't, they're very difficult for farmers in our regions to apply for, or sometimes they don't really address the situations that are actually going on in the territories and in these remote, geographically isolated regions. So that was really what our huge focus was on, is to make sure that these programs are launched in a way that is very relevant for our farmers and very accessible to our farmers. Given it's a federal program, there are a lot of detailed applications involved, a lot of reporting involved, and we did our best to make sure when we launch, it's going to be accessible for everybody. And so we designed it in a way so that it is that way. And unfortunately, the funding was terminated, so we were not able to launch programs that were going to really focus on providing more market access to the farmers and open up more opportunities in the market for them. But we still,
Is there any what do you call this, room for reconsideration from USDA, given the fact that we are reliant on, we are so far from the production in the States, and we need to produce locally? Any any light at the end of the tunnel? Is there a way for reconsideration from your end?
So we're exploring options right now, and the team at Hawaii has been in strategy calls with US to see what's needed to be, like, we just need to close up for the period and close out the program. But there are other opportunities to explore to just continue the work. So we're looking at that can help, just continue doing, trying to do, but with other grant opportunities that do become available. So we're exploring those opportunities, and we're looking at other. At the moment, it doesn't sound like they're going to make any exceptions. We even spoke to our congressman, even in American Samoa, regions, our delegates a letter and sent it over to USDA asking them to release the funds, but it doesn't look like that letter was very effective in changing to do these things. Have a letter that they were trying to, in support for the farmers, convince them to release the funds, but it was still terminated in spite of the letter itself. So we're looking at other ways to build it. And, we were just there in Saipan last under a different grant. So this Eastern SARE grant that allowed us technical assistance around value protection and food safety, which was a complement to whatever we were already doing with the regional center. So I think that's going to be what we're looking at, searching for those funding opportunities, things that are going to implement pieces we already had written in the program and try to do it that way.
It's surprising that they terminated that portion of the grant, because from what I understand, that President Trump has made it clear about the importance of the farmers of America. And I don't know why Secretary Rollins made that decision, or it's surprising, that that decision was made, and it affected us in this part of the world. But anyhow, I'm glad that you're working with other organizations that can, provide the assistance. Hopefully, the CNMI can be included in that, Michelle.
Yes.
So that we can move forward from our part here. So what about obligations, Michelle? I know that you have accumulated lots of obligations, payables. So is that something that your organization would have to, fork it out yourself, or?
So Hawaii Good Food Alliance will be handling all of the obligations, and it sounds like everything that was already. It sounds like what had been worked on up until July 15th is still going to be able to be reimbursed. But because Business Builder Awards were not given out yet, those are all canceled. But it does sound like because they had recruited a lot of technical assistance advisors. So there were a lot of contracts in place. And other organizations were providing technical assistance as part of the program. And anyone who was doing that, will get paid for it. But Hawaii Good Food Alliance has taken the lead on making sure that those obligations do get funded. But as for our team, we have been forced to discontinue a lot of the work because we were not getting reimbursed. And for our organization, it had posed a big risk. We had to let go of one of our staff, or we had to take her off of the program because we could not afford to assume that risk and keep her without any for sure way to reimburse, to be reimbursed, to be able to pay for that position. And we did have contracts that were already signed as far as technical assistance goes. And we have just hard conversations with our partners about having to terminate our contracts under the with that, we will do our best to try to pay you up to a certain point that you were providing service. But they do understand to get reimbursed, pay them for it. But we had to terminate those contracts so that no more work was going forward while awaiting the results of the program continuing or not. For Guam, we safe, assuming too much risk for our organization and pausing contracts as soon as we could, and then taking some people off of the program, working on it, and trying to allocate to different programs that were grant funded. And so we were okay in that way, but some of the other nonprofits who were working in the different regions, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Alaska, this program was mainly what they were doing, and it was their main project. And so a lot of those organizations have had to face the reality of possibly closing down because of the lack of funding to move forward with it. So yeah, it's been a tough time for all of our organizations, and there's been a lot of restructuring, and some people are leaving. But we've built really strong relationships with farmers and also the advocates in Alaska, U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, American Samoa. You guys, especially in the CNMI. And I see that, these relationships are still going to continue, and we're still going to be able to do what we can to support. And I can see, I hope that we're able to work closely because of these relationships built, and just continue in ways where the islands, especially, can have a market, can share resources and provide food for versus relying on the U.S. and outside to bring and to have a market there. And so something that a lot of on Guam resonate with that and are trying to make that happen outside of this.
Okay. All right. When the actual termination date, Michelle? I'm just curious about the actual date of the termination, because I haven't. I don't know if you remember, see Dr. Z, right? There's no word from them that their program has been affected. But when is the date of the termination?
So our program, which is different from Dr. Z's, our program was terminated July 15th. We received Hawaii Good Food Alliance received the official letter. I did come in contact with Dr. Z's team, and they had told me that their program was also officially terminated. Completely. And they are now looking at other ways, other avenues to continue the work that they've been doing. So they've been able to apply for some funding to continue some research on farming with BIPOC farmers. But the current program that we're familiar with, that we were introduced to Dr. Z at the time that she was working on, I was informed that was terminated as well.
Okay. So there's a lot of things on the line right now that we have been working for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll continue our work with limited funding. We just have to appeal to our local government, to fill in the gap, because we want our local government to start investing in the production. I don't know, maybe in Guam they have more funding available there for Gulf Guam to help.
That's exactly what we are thinking, is that we are going to have to approach our local government. The good thing about the research and the outreach that we have done through this Regional Food Business Center is that we were able to create extensive documents that really clearly explain what the issues are here or in the Pacific Island U.S. territories, and how funding can help address a lot of root causes of the challenges that the farmers are facing. And so I think with this resource that we've been able to build, which we are calling a landscape analysis, that really didn't exist before the Regional Food Business Center. This is a very informative document, and which I will also share with you, Glenn, and we will be publishing on our website. But this is a document that is going to be really still in getting more funding that is more in line with the realities of the Pacific Island farmers. And so that is something I will share with our stakeholders now that the document has been finalized, and be really valuable going forward, as far as what needs to be focused on, and you know, what the differences are between the farmers in the Pacific Islands versus farmers in the US, and just helping people to understand that programs that come out of the federal are not always in line with the realities of the farmers here on our islands. And so the programs don't always match up with the needs of the farmers here. So this is what this document really lays out and explains. And it's just very insightful. And I think going forward, for Guahan CNMI, American Samoa, to have this document and to share it with our governments and with even the federal government when it comes to applying for programs. So I am happy that we have created this with the help of additional contractors who joined us. I don't know if you, Elliot, who came from Seattle from Kitchen Sink Strategies, was able to follow us on these community outreach events and listen to the farmers and do a lot of research to help produce this document. So that was his role and his organization's role to play. And he really delivered on information that's going to be really valuable going forward into the future.
All right. Just a quick question, Michelle. You're still with the Farm Services Agency?
I am, yes. I'm still the county committee member. This is my third year, but I am up for nomination again towards the end of this year. So hopefully I'll be able to serve our farmers again for the next, I believe it's 3 years for each. Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I know we have three county commissioners here, one from Rhoda, one from Tinian, and one from Saipan. But just to give you a quick review on what we experienced the last 2 days, we got lots of flash floods from this Rosa depression. I know that not only myself but other farmers are experiencing flooded in their farms. Would it be possible to get an assessment out from the FSA to look into the farmlands and see the damages in Rhoda, Tinian, and Saipan, and probably even in Guam too, right? You guys have lots of rain there.
Lots and lots of rain these and into the weekend. And I just met with Farm Service Agency two days ago, I believe, Thursday. Yeah. And we had our monthly meeting, and we did, is there going to be any disaster assistance for flooding and for the farmers? And so Eileen over at FSA did say that, if farmers have planted things in the ground, and then the weather has affected it, there may be some NAP coverage that's going to be available. And you may be familiar with how NAP works, but it's not all cut and dry. It can be sometimes a complicated situation, but for the farmers who are enrolled in that NAP coverage, it could help benefit them a lot. And so she said she would be reaching out to farmers, and I will definitely follow up with her to see how that is going, and also to mention that there's a lot of flooding out there in the CNMI. And then one on the bright side, there have been a lot of new programs rolling out of Farm Service Agency, new programs that I have not seen before. And just by being registered with the Farm Service Agency, you can become eligible for those programs. And sometimes they don't even know what's going to be coming down the pipeline until it gets there.
Right.
There have been a couple brand new programs, and maybe that's where some of the allocation of this USDA funding is going. It might be going towards new programs that are going to become available. And so that is, kind of for us. And Eileen has been sharing that there are down that she has yet to understand the processes on how to implement and roll these out to the community coming down our way. So so that's been, I will definitely follow up with her on that.
Yeah, because the rain, the lots of rain can be positive and can be negative. Like for example, like melons, cantaloupe. Oh, my cantaloupes are soaked in and rotten now. But for the taro and the other plants, right, like the cassava, those are, what do you call this? So happy with the lots of rain. But so it helps on one side and it hurts the other plants.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a. But anyway, thank you for that information, Michelle. And if anything else you wanna let our listening audience know what's coming down from your organization or anything you want, let me know. We
Yeah.
can feature you again on the program. Any last word that you wanna share?
Yeah, thank you to all the farmers there that have, put their trust in us and have shared, a lot of their challenges. I know it can be kind of, when you always have people visiting and wanting to know how your farm is doing and you don't even know who they are and they want to know what your challenges are. We've experienced that, in the CNMI and American Samoa, where people are always doing research and they're coming to your farms and they want to do a tour. But our intentions really are to help and not just get research and go back and use that for ourselves, but to come back with programs that we can help the farmers. And so that really is our goal. And I just thank all the farmers who allowed us to come and visit and share with us and build that relationship, which I really hope will continue into the future. And we are definitely prioritizing support for our region and our sister islands and seeing what's out there. So we will be definitely sharing information with you when we come across it too, and try to see how we can support each other, during this time and into the future.
All right, Michelle. Thank you so much for that. And have a great weekend, Michelle. And special greetings to your dad, Dave.
Thank you.
I know that. Let him know. All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right,
Jesus
adios.
Adios.
Adios. All right. Si Michelle Chrysostomophanielos, kininiwam sustainable culture. Zamanita palgur na ugan sabalo zamela zata na honesty. Time check. Talugin in Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center.
Ikumit siyantin amod zan hinemlo. I Bravo Pharmacy zan sentron maulik na hinemlo. Pronto zan listo na serbisyon amod para hinemlo mo. Agang watugi 233 amod 233-2668. Email izomo prescription di bravomeds@gmail.com. Mabababa ginin Lunes esta Viernes. Ginin ioran alas 9 gegan, estay oran alas 6 gipupoyni. Sabalo, ginin ioran alas 9 gegan, estay oran alauna gitanuani. Talo, ang watu gi 233 amo 233-2668.
Okay, terus gini ni Bravo Pharmacy and Wellness Center. Wala talagang si Jolton Markins sa department stores locate ni time check in 9:10:26. Alright.
Today's weather is brought to you by Jolton Markets and Department Stores, celebrating 76 years of serving the people of the CNMI. Shop local, shop Joltan.
Alright, terus mula sa unggan magay shop local shop Joltan. Wala talang no si Clema para favor na Sabado. Hindi ma-expectan no magmuitan dan na un dia istine para palupuhit. Law sansag ni 65% unggan ati guidaza mandang sumit pago na Sabado. Manglo gininhaja logo di 28 millas di ora ni geno. Esta haupus ni tropical depression crossa da ulu lamlam magay kami gay na suda geste In Luta, Tinian Saitan, the local Island Waham flooded, flash floods, yeah. So i-claim na yung hinihigwi mga gini Joker Markets and Department Stores, celebrating 76 years of serving the people of the sea and my shop, local shop, Joker. Okay, so sinigay enough na nilo sa mana, data pansigi mo na yun esta Lumani plane, the C-130, para Sgayon Pota, Tataw niya, si Governor Arno I. Palacios. Después para Sgayon waktu SI Cabrera Funeral Center, Middle Road. Okay? Kemudian na edukasyon, Estaluman, Kun Irene Militat, C-130, in Anderson Air Force Base. Tagay Plaza, gipresente pa ako. Sige na live umuhudong ginin Marianas Press. Sa palaw may sagayon tataw niya si Governor Arno I. Palacios. Malapit na pagpanais din ng sunido at pois na pansili mo natin. Yes, hello. Buenas, hold on. Okay, now hold on, Mr. Caller. Buenos dias, go ahead. Okay, kung sige mo na, Mr. Castro, apagwa pa ron sa tiolo? Ha? Oh, okay. Alright. Okay. Kung sige mo na.
Okay, no. Bonito di guest speaker, bisita mo si Marianas Agupa.
Aha.
Naklaro yung pag-esti datan programa ni Juan.
Yes.
Vamos a poder emprender niya po masisedi. Una tiempo naman mananggal na yan. Timo, nagagasa rin ito.
Gan magayat na.
No? Gata ito mo, maro na gaya na tututuran. Naman, ito Martin ito. Yosin at one po. Yung napamparan gano'n, yung permission niya para dilanta mo na, ikinalantin niya itong baluan eh. Kaya pinagsa, no?
Gan.
Jadi, usurapan no, gini Marianas Agupa Show. Yung doktor niya, yung mga puro. Yung puro sa artista, no, ni Streamyard.
Gan.
Lo bueno, tenemos que es como soil and water conservation. No, basin.
It's a sediment basin?
Como si tanado, water conservation is for nothing lining tumulong kwanto na metro di metro dahil kwanto po siya na pupukat din na honong galik ko na yung sa papahinan hindi po rin tatin mo malinya na sinadyo dito mahusay solo pang pang bato di pembaluan semacam tempat pagsarilo, no? Jadi mahusay solo pang pero mahusay manisiyusin.
Nisip kuning
Dinsus na tempo ako na yun nakakatin yun eh pinanasakin ko yung basin na yun ang kwanto na ganun singa patka o susteni kaya kung kumplihin ko na este sinasada diyan na ibang tanong
Adi nanti. Okay, kalau wah junta za jauh faktu nih. Tino halom na no rekomendasyon gi Agosto dia 15 gi oras na alas 9 este oras na alas 12 waktu gi Kadman Community Center. Mark Fanelo gi mo calendar. Este i galo ni okay, está. Está.
kung maulit na rekomendasyon, dahil sa pagkagawa ito na maulit na rekomendasyon.
Okay.
Kasi kung na hindi niya sa parali, at sulihin, hindi para iti sola. Sola ba, di sa pagkagawa, ganyan. Ang sinanong kailangan ito naman, mismo ang kikita talaga sa contract na.
Yeah, ganun.
Kung nasimple na idea na Di loki at sinoro di ay sa tapos o nilang kulo na tangkip o kubri ka bali si ito mo plot na durang tineski kung mo no
Drought season, no? Esta?
Pantahan na itiniti Tigando, itas di pa tapos pesos gimes na ako, no? Kita susulit na bali sa dialog to. Kung napapansin 10 pesos gimes, lo 15 pesos sa 15 diya sa musa.
Yeah.
Ada nino makesa nga nang ikinusapan niya.
Makesan za...
Papansin no?
Dinansyo. No, makesan za... Debut dinansi ara kata gini na.
Lagi usaha. Di pa maano na naman magkatato di makikita na dinero. No? Sa tinapofurgon, pinagmanupot ka sa zonia, para, no? Kinanman, kipagyan kita gusto niya, ikaw pagmanakso, after maano na por sabay, gusto mo, no? Lorita na yun, matususuli, oro, dahil papasok na. Mo, ano pang malangat kilo, hindi pwede dyan napanotok. No?
Gandi ng sales, smasin, na giniti holom. Yung dukti magi programata na isinya mahungo na yung manotota. Pero siya naman maulit na...
Hindi po ako naman mauto kasi programa na yun para tanhagas na tanhagas. Kaya ito sa auto, di man nandag yan o dati nagasa rin dukti tapos magpisi ang po. From no,
di magayad na yung tuwaka. Uli pa rin na, gwanay ba na timatatizi, ito na, si President na yun, no, anak 3 kilo, ifangwaluan lo, isekretaryo niya, no, dyan isindolo na, mag-iipapa na posisyon, no, pampus dispatio i-response na, tanaji lang niya si President Trump na, di para un kone ito siya matutsutu ilang Syria sa parang dipota na it's drug addicts no para lo lana man hahalong galom gilansu siya sa Amerika sa makukuni us labi kay na tomatis man lamas it's gumagwa ni presyo sa sa dumidid ni produkto na pues dispasyo man pus sindolo isang papa no ma-respond na gonna be na iti mga faksa rakata na gini.
Hanggang sa kumuka kapag gobyerno major atake ni sa California uno na siyudad sa California pues kina asunto man maagbil sa ulon man makukuling siya pwede sa timan violent na, timan, no?
The drug addicts, the murders.
Kasi malago na kung mababay din niya.
Hindi siya na.
Sa man-rape. No?
Hindi na fan luwan todo.
Hindi na fan sustaw todo na controlling business owners.
Man ispantaw ista.
Pero di mas espantaw sustaw. Sa timatuma pa na oran na po pan mahamni alun dati business niya pat na hanggaw to na dami impion niya
Yes, ombis gwini no waji mambubuskat
Janeli nagwa car rento namadto gi Canton Salan. Hajuti ay bus carder o na bus carder sa malogo alam gi tangan-tangan. Usa kuano siya na manispantaw esta i Bangladesh na dyan siya pausa dokumento niya na. Lo tini i purpose i presidente lang nga drug addicts edu siya i murders o kan diputan criminal ni siya po mana non-documented na siya. So anyway, thank you Nino na sa pudi orestan o manananggal sa tanan na para isgayon papa ipataw-taw niya si Governor Palacios. Hinggan C-130 hinigay na si Bisyo ma-extending ini militar. Esta si Zeus masih talo just. Alright. Sige mo na gini. Sa hanggang magayad, dito siya i-rekomendasyon niya siluta si Jess Castro, uno este na anciano, pero di anciano anso eksperyensya niya dyan uno na menhalong como uno na membro elders na farmers winigis isla sa IPA o sa Musmose na nigay na university na importante ti industriyan agrikultura nigay dito sa sangan na para napahamo na si Senator Jude Hapsinairo Loke gaha introduce 24-2 ang tilacho iparo mariba papa o sino paro manasaga ha 25 cents per thousand i galon honum kada galon honum para industriyan lanseria sa ipangguluan para tanapahay na pos mga na o fatto isi-usi so hat saudo jadi itu na I introduce itu time pwede mapasa itu na para tisinya na diboy na mentiha pamatsa hanum para panggaluan o sino para ranchers kung mabubog sa gaga siya may para tanapahay industrial agrikultura panggaluan. So ini kaya faneros pwede no mas atindi maatan tayo maano no guaha o rekomenda halong ito ko maatan na rekomendasyon kudi maski 90% ta nahahalom siya na import no menos ki 15 menos ki 5% ha ta produce sa taymano para un epok itaw-taw para panhalong gini na industriya kasusi fanelo taymano para un epok taymano para un kumbinsi imanotawta no panhalong gino udwesti para una suha tax agricultural production uno sa presente pa 20 pesos kung upos 20 pesos gisakan unahalong gi industrial agrikultura pues manapapasyaw tax law muli ka afamon sa taza tax hasta ki upos 15% i-production sige ipaw na kikin gi tax di matan ko gay fundamento para taepo itaw-taw na halong daw kan mag-produce nito. Nagi bueno. Pues otro sinyaw na mga ma-charge ito siya manggwagwalo para taepo daw fan kontinua industriyan panggaluan. Buman ma-charge hanong kontinua tinanong nizo. Nagi talo otro esta ki fattu niya sa pag 5% na man produce. Esta ki fattu gi 15% i-production. Sige pag na akikin gi tax. Nigi puli na siya ziniti na isinya matan. So ay baluwe maulo sinya utilisan niya. Kung hindi siya na mazuzutipot para tana pahas di industriyan i agrikultura. Alright. So gugu ini hagagasat kasangan. So gugu i production sa Amerika za necessaryo pan makuni bat ko no maugi siya pan ma airflown siya naging uso lo gwagwan siyempre. Tapos ito siya loki na lugar ipromodudo si hanak zamo na izo niya community finidi na para na fanyotso. Tipo bendi siya produkto gi sanhizong sa para na fanyalang izo niya community. Tapos ini finini na produce para izo niya community. Langin 10,000 100,000 na population este na syudad hanak fanyotso na dadzo 100,000 na tauto sa mafafan ining kanu da ihap sobla jige pawon na mabindi sa hizo mabindi otro tano sino magi men lo hanak panfo na siya dengin para un fahan ezi siya iman maproduce sa California siyempre kung napasig izo na gwilangwan gwagwan siyempre kung napasig sa para un suli gini izo na community. Gusto din gumagawa ni presyo. Ini gino i arakata ini. Alright. Jadi dapat sige mo na ini na dinansi mo na siya itadiskuti. Terus malah begitu resta gitu soal itu begitu promonya USDE ini dulu después sulia lagi gobierno interés bueno puzon por asuntos yang memang terdiskuti ini. Alright. Winning program Marianas Agupa para todo samzo sinya ineku izumi cell phone sinya YouTube sinya live 100.3 FM umukulo na festival dari mundo apenos mahuno festival todo nación gi globus di program Marianas Agupa, right? Para bisita si Michelle Crisostimo si Jesus Masi may update may na tanhuzong siya masuseside gibandang gratis USDA negosya manchitinglong siya man ma-terminate. Alright, so hindi panelos so ipresente pa ako no esta dilatio no esta makto ibat ko na irimogi gininis ng Guam na kukuni si itataw niya si Governor Arnold Palacios pamais gayon watu Cabrera Funeral Center pago na hawani wala at naupa na ultimo na dispedido ng kanta tumutog pa rin yung Governor uno si Governor Palacios waka pidana local na Farmers Association Enero o si Lacio gi Marzo Febrero este na mes 2023 dos meses antes anay munhadsan después izonya no después izonya inauguration hatugigid so kata dyan todo do ilansero binigay Islas Marianas. Naglilig niya supupot 100% ilansiriya ng pangwaluan. Lahamamanda departamento IONR Agricultura na po mag-extende si Bisyo para ilansiriya siya ilagay quit on in Kagman Agricultural Farms and Producers Association. Masya ililing niya in association na Kagman Agriculture, todo siya manhalong, todo siya magsauno, parewa binigisan sa ipan, masya mono na sungsong na gaigi, makti o sino at matuis, aslito, cobbler, masya mono na gaigi lang sumo siya sumauna ho di Kagman Agricultural Farms and Producers Association. Sino masya gaigi o luta, tiniyan, siya membro ho. Waha, eno siya siya. Namanda i departamento i DONR o pronto servicio o laksi muna i asistimento para todos adyo siya ng membro mo. Really na kata i Hanoi i Farmers Association. Farmers Association. Luz mo si talo para todos si servisyo mo, Governor. Palacios, permiti para i-tauta, interamente i-ilan po na isang Marianas na tuloy at po siya na i-servisyo mo lopet. Wala, tatanong ayaw na yun na i-tilubili na informasyon ni patalang nusuzo. Alright. Mafanyago, gi Agosto, dia 22, 1955, gi Islan sa Ipan. Umiskwela gi Mount Carmel Catholic School. Después humano, dati lang tayo eskwela niya gi sa Amerika. Magradua gi Universidad Portland State University. Zaha tutuhon isidbisyon niya gi gobernamenton isangkatan na Islas Marianas. Kumugwiza i-director gi Fish and Wildlife. Después, como sekretarya gi Department of Lands and Natural Resources. Continua i-servisyon niya como representante di Sampapa Naguma. Después como speaker di House of Representatives. Manit binokwi di San Hilo Naguma como senador. Después como presidente in Senate. Timon Haza na, bueno. Kumuzum sa Hasidbi Publikon Marianas como Lieutenant Governor. Después, kumugwi sa gobyerno Maga Lohe, biling Enero dia 15, 2023. Esta ki maagang nagpumatinas gwi as Jules Tata. Si Arno ay Palacios maagang as Jules Tata ginit kulis para itay hinikog na diskanso. Itinazuzot para si Governor Palacios yasagawa niya eskwela. Ifamagon niya sa nilo na grandchildren. Ifamilia siha. Iya pa si Jules. Si Jules Mosik gining i-familia. Adios esta key. Within the Roman Marianas Agupa Show. Governor Palacios, Jules Mosik. Okay, tanong sigwela gatete, jata fanadingo. Kung gagaya gano sigwela gatete. All right. Bueno, okay, esta ufficialmente hutsu mi programata. Bonito magay na video suli. Ginin gimadzu sa lima nay may ulo si Governor Palacios Juice Market. Lupit na siya mangwentus. Alright, kung sa solemnly na dia ganahulo di itlasa siya. Na bilaman si para bumota dyan iti bumota si Governor Arnold. Triste para dingwit uno na taw-taw na masapit po siya pero natsutsut para gisa umano bago na momento. Alright. Si Luz Masi just go to Sabalo. Alright, dalo si Luz Masi balaga tete bonito magay na report dyan video ya sulit siluta na magti ora fanielos na paratapan adingo bago na Sabalo. Esta mais gagayon ilatyo ni iling niya si Joe Kiosi gini esta mas gagayon tataw niya curse na kumakuni ipapa si Governor Palacios para Cabrera Funeral Center. Okay, thank you Joe Kiosi neno wala data pan adingo talo tagwini tagwiya ita sa sangan ini eskwela agatete gigat po na islang Guaham talo si Juice Masi todo loke itempo na hagas si silutan para na fan matto siya informasyon guato gitalangan midso zan gimatan midso. Alright, ini geno Juice Masi para todo si man sauno man noy agradecimiento todo loke tatutsuwi bini si Juice Masi bago na dia mampininitit sa diwit iuno na silbentin publiko mano itasangan gini istorya niya todo siya judo tutsubi Juice Masi waho si Glenn H. Manglo niya nagway dyan na famol exampas para todo samzu adios huway zamzu esta otro sabal si Juice Masi.
Sometimes in life